Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fourth and Eat. Fred Minnick here with the great Pro Football Hall of Famer, Jared Allen. What's up, my man?
Oh, my friend just got back from Florida to chilly Nashville.
Oh.
Chilly Nashville. We had a cold front run through here, you know?
Yeah. Same in Louisville, man. It's like, I think it's still freezing outside.
It happens every year. People act like it's crazy, but it's like every year it hits like spring, and then there's another cold front, and all the plants die because they don't they make a false spring. Other than that, all is well. Excited for our guest.
I know.
There's
Listen,
a lot going on. You know, in your world right now, it's kind of chaos. I can tell you this right now, Fred. I'm in for the Ascot Awards. Shipment went out today.
Oh yeah, good for you, man.
Overnight,
good luck, man.
Buddy. Our 115 is going to the Ascot Awards. Listen, that's all I'm saying. We're not gonna talk too much about it because I don't want anybody when I win this son of a gun. I don't want anybody to be like there's favoritism.
Yeah. I mean, our judges are pretty, critical, so they're probably going to shit on it 3 ways from Sunday. So
yeah, which I'm pretty excited about.
I'm kidding. You'll get a fair assessment. It'll be blind and everything. Exactly. But it also, so you know about our guests, like Wyatt Hendrickson is our guest. You know all about him being a wrestler and everything, but he's also he just stepped his foot into the alcohol space. He just started. Did a collab with a beer. So I'm really pumped about.
I'm a big beer guy. I'm a big beer guy. I love.
Yeah. All right, so let's bring him in, man.
Let's bring him in. I was just gonna say. I mean, your world right now. You got the Ascots coming up. You got the wrestling. NCAA's are here. I mean, it's
the book tour. I mean, it's like I'm on cloud nine. Yeah, this is heaven for me right now. Especially getting a chance to talk to my dear friend Wyatt Hendrickson, NCAA champion, member of the USA World Team, just all around great guy. And Wyatt, so good to have you on here. I'm excited to meet my friend Jared too. Like, if you all were in the room together, I would be like, you guys should wrestle. You should fight.
Here's the thing. I know my limitations. I'm a tough dude. I'll be honest. I'm a tough dude, and I will do anything to win. But also, listen, when there's a guy my size who's an NCAA champion and beat Gable Stevens, I'm cool. I'm going to negotiate this one out, or I'm bringing a gun, Fred. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a one-upper. Wyatt, I'm a one-upper. You shoot a double, I'm bringing a bat.
Every time I go home, I kind of get in my wrestling stance a little bit with my dad. I'm like, huh? And he just pulls up. He's usually carrying, and he's like, yeah, I don't think so. He's got his 44. I'm like, all right, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. Don't worry.
Wait, isn't your dad a dentist?
Chiropractor.
It's a chiropractor. I knew he was.
He's like
some sort of doctor.
He's like, I'm about to adjust some stuff on you real quick, and you don't settle down. I'm about to get adjusted.
Exactly.
He's like, is he like adjusting people packing heat right there? Like you take it out of line,
He loves his freedom. I'll tell you that.
I love it. God bless him.
That.
God bless him. I'll never forget. I came home from college one time. My dad's a big dude. My dad's 6'5". Goodness, he's got to be 275 now. But in his prime, he's like solid 250 guy. And I came home from college one year. And I was like, cleaning the back of the truck out and gonna wash the truck for him. I'm like, oh, hey, Pops, you need me to fix the axe? And he's like, no, what's wrong with the axe? Why? I was like, well, I saw you got a new axe handle in the truck. He goes, I'm too old to fight fair these days, son. And I'm like, wait, you carry an axe handle with you in case you might get into a fight? I was like, all right, Pops, you're on a different level.
That's next level. That's next. That's like he saw that warrior, and I'm like, I don't want to use a gun. That's too easy. I'll use an axe.
Yeah, I grew up in California. There's too many restrictions. There was no restrictions on axe handles,
You conceal carry? No, I open carry my axe.
I open carry my axe handle. We got a problem?
Gavin Newsom's going to hear that, Jared. Well, we gotta change the laws over here on axe handles.
Oh. So Wyatt, now since you've been a part of the NCAA, let's just jump into it. Is it hard for you to go and watch now? Like, is it hard for you to watch wrestling? Is it hard for you to get into that too, because you're constantly viewing it in a different lens? Like you're judging the other guys as the wrestling, or you're trying to critique, or did you get to sit back and watch it as a fan now?
It's it's a really unique situation for me, mainly because at one point I wasn't going to have an extra year of eligibility. So when people say, do you miss it? I'm like, well, of course I'm going to miss it, but I'm so grateful for that extra year I got that I can't be upset. I was able to accomplish my goals. I was able to go in the NCAA, win my national championship. And the coolest thing that's happened is since I'm not competing anymore, I do look at it through a different set of lens, almost like a coach now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like this guy's like, he needs to shoot his head up. Like, what an idiot. How come he doesn't recognize that? But it's the same stuff for me. Like, as soon as you're done wrestling in college, you finally understand, like, when your coach is saying something, what he actually means.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating. I'm like, dude, if I could have just – because when you're not actually competing, it's a completely different thing. But I'm very passionate about watching wrestling, so I'm still yelling on the sidelines. But the biggest thing is I'm actually watching the wrestling matches. I'm the last – as heavyweight, I'm always last. I'm 10th. And because I don't want to be emotionally involved, I usually don't watch the wrestling matches.
Oh, okay.
And
okay, good to know.
Last year, I might watch Troy or 125, 133, but then I go to the back. I do my own thing. Same thing at Nationals. I went there. I didn't watch any of the matches before I wrestled because I don't want to have any emotions besides mine going on. And now I can just watch all of them, so I love it because I can actually watch as a fan now and be emotional about it because I don't have to wrestle at the end of the day. So
yeah,
going into Nationals, I talked to Fred. Of course, Fred's going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be able to watch as a fan and watch wrestling versus sitting in the back on my phone the whole time because become an iPad kid. But that's what you got to do. I got to take my mind away from wrestling. But now I'm not competing. I can be a fan, go out there, and watch the boys kick some butt.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Do you have to find yourself? See, I at least for myself, I always have to be careful because guys, you'll be talking to just normal people, right? And they'll be fans of somebody, and I'll find myself like, that dude's not that good. Or I'm like, because I know too much. I'm like, he kind of sucks. And they're like, wait, what? Like, how do you say something in the NFL sucks? I'm like, my bad. So yeah, I always got to watch how you critique people now as a fan, because fans have a different level of passion about it. But
you have to put yourself in a situation where you can say the glass is half full or half empty because it depends.
Absolutely.
Like, you can always be like, no, it's fine. It's a good place to improve from.
Yeah. So now that do you ever think about coaching?
I do enjoy helping out with the guys. I don't think long term I'd want to be a coach. I definitely see myself at some point in my life helping out at a kids club, maybe even starting a kids club and doing something in that arena. But as far as college coaching goes, I don't think that's something I want to do because it's tough. I've seen the coaches go through it.
Yeah.
It's tough. And I mean, people don't really understand how much it takes to be a coach, the stressors of all your athletes, because every time they lose, that's a loss for you too.
Yeah.
And balancing that with family life, kudos to them, but it's a lot of work. So I'm going to stick with coaching kids club.
Yeah. So Jared, Wyatt's still actively competing. So college wrestling is folk style.
I heard you
wrestling.
say he's on the world team, but I didn't know if you were still active. But you're also in the military, correct?
Correct. But I'm in so we'll go ahead and just cover this. I'm in the WCAP program. That's World Class Athlete Program. That is a special duty to where I'm not doing my military job right now. It's a special program where I said, hey, I think I have a good chance at being the Olympian and representing the USA. Will you allow me to train for the Olympics? And that's what the WCAP program is for. So it's not just wrestling, it's all sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's about 20 plus people in the WCAP program across a bunch of different sports. It's growing, and pretty much they're allowing me to train full-time to be a wrestler. In freestyle, of course, here in the USA, it is folk style in NCAA in college. But outside of that, it's full freestyle. So I'm still actively competing. We have the U.S. Open coming up next month, actually. And in April. So that'll be good.
That's awesome. What do you think your chances are? And so that would be 2028 Olympics, correct?
Yes, correct. So the Olympics is, of course, the Olympics.
Yeah.
But we have the World Championships, which is almost the exact same thing, except it's not on the pedestal of Olympics.
Yeah, so there's different weights too. There's different weights to.
It's a little different weights. There's
not for big guys though, but
because what's the cap? What's the cap for heavyweight freestyle?
125 kilograms, so like 276 or so. But like if this were an Olympic year, I wouldn't be a world team member. I'd be an Olympian. That'd be the only difference. It's like almost the same pathway every single year, except on the Olympic year, it's the Olympics versus Worlds.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Fred
yeah,
just keeps
Jared.
throwing
So
on, world champions, NCAA champs.
Excitement every year, baby.
Yeah,
I have to get up at he's been now competing overseas, and I have to get up at 3 a.m. to watch him on some Russian or Polish or whatever television network. And it's the hardest thing in the world to be a wrestling fan and follow one of your friends like Wyatt. It's because they don't make it easy. It is so hard to follow wrestling on the international stage.
It can become a hassle.
And then I take it you're going to be in RAF, right?
Oh, he's the RAF belt holder, Jared.
Yes.
You're looking at the belt holder.
I'm behind times. Excuse my ignorance. You know what? I haven't gotten down in the world of RAF yet. Not there. I'm a big MMA boxing guy. Fred is dragging me down the rabbit hole of wrestling on the professional level. So how often do you have to wrestle for RAF? And does that interfere with your training for the world team?
So I have a couple matches probably every 2 or 3 months. And it's really good because, for example, in college you wrestle almost every week. You have a duel, you have something. So you go into nationals with 20 matches. Well, there's only a handful of freestyle tournaments a year. So most of the wrestlers go into the U.S. Open, which is pretty much the NCAA, so to speak. It's you making the team. Yeah. It's you don't have very many matches. People have a couple matches. So with Real American Freestyle, you're able to get those matches in the off season of wrestling, so to speak, because there's obviously a wrestling season and the off season. But being able to still compete because wrestling a simulation match in the practice room is awesome, but being in that type of environment where it's a real thing, especially on a big stage in front of a lot of fans, that's the feeling it's going to be like at Worlds. So I love it because I can pretty much compete every single month. So I've competed in 2 matches. I'm wrestling March 28th, so that's here in a week and a half or so, and so that's perfect because that's my competition for March. So I'll go in April to the U.S. Open having already just got a match, and it just always gives you a goal to shoot for. It gives you a date you can put on the calendar, and you can I'm training for this right now, versus if we did that without these competitions, it's last October, but okay, I'm training right now for something in April. It's it's too far of a goal. So you can set now monthly goals of active things you can train for.
So I think that's something important kids to understand. When you have long-term goals, that's great, but you have to have short-term milestones.
Absolutely.
You got something that keeps you focused in that short term. Take a break, refocus. Take a break, refocus.
Yeah, let you put the blinders on so I can stay focused versus it's 6 months away. It's okay. Yeah,
absolutely. What was your biggest? Oh, go ahead, Fred.
I was kind of I've been so RAF has been in the wrestling community, Jared. It's honestly taken the world by storm in our world, but we don't we don't fully understand the scoring yet. The scoring is close to international, but then they've changed some scores after matches and stuff. Has it been just normal freestyle for you, or is there anything different with RAF?
As far as rules go, I believe it should be the same standard that is in regular freestyle, but there's a couple big rule changes they made in freestyle just recently, so I'm sure they're still trying to incorporate those to, of course, make it the exact same as real freestyle, because after all, this is Real American Freestyle.
Yeah.
But the one difference is the periods. Instead of 2 3-minute periods, which is traditional folk style, or freestyle, in Real American Freestyle, it's 3 2-minute periods. So it's 2 2 2 versus just 3 3. That's really the only difference, and I personally like that more than 3 minutes and 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you've also added a little
push yourself
bit
harder for those 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just something about it. Whenever you look at the clock, there's almost a time period in a match where you're kind of feeling out your opponent. I'm a really offensive wrestler, so usually I get to it really quickly, but it just makes it feel more intense as a wrestler because it's 2 minutes, and I think it's just psychological almost. If you look up on a clock and it says, you got 10 minutes left versus, 5 minutes left, that's a big difference. And for wrestling, a minute is a long time. That's a long period of time. And so having that just down to 2, that makes a difference. And I'm like, well, I can sprint for 3 2-minute little sprints. So it does kind of change the psychological effect.
Okay.
Now you've been adding some international trips to your. You've been getting in some ranking tournaments here and there.
Yes.
International travel takes a lot out of people. Like
I hate it.
Yeah, does it you don't enjoy does it like throw you off a little bit? Like the food's different, the bathrooms are different, like everything's different. You're such a real American boy, you know what I mean? So like how has that international travel like impacted you?
I am doing a lot of ranking series this year for two reasons. First, I guess the main reason is to get the understanding of what we just talked about. Like because I went to Worlds, that was a big thing for me, and I hadn't done too many international tournaments where I went over there and was ready to compete in a couple days or in the next week. So I'm trying to get more comfortable there. But the two biggest things that I hate about it is, first, the flight over there to Germany or Frankfurt, Munich is 7 hours. I can't sleep on planes because I'm just too big. I get uncomfortable. God didn't bless me with that ability to sleep on planes. That's all I can say. So, and we leave here at like 3 in the afternoon. We get there at 9 in the morning. So that's one sleep that I usually miss. I can maybe doze off for an hour total. So I usually miss the sleep there. But then the second thing is, like you just said, I am an American boy, and whenever I go overseas, I'm always in fight or flight because I'm like, this isn't my turf anymore, and it's not my normal comfortable setting. And the more times I can go overseas and make it comfortable is going to make a difference. So I've done 2 overseas trips already this year, and every single time I'm getting better at finding what gets me my flow state fast, trying to get that extra sleep, trying to adjust that sleep schedule so that when Worlds comes around, it's nothing new. Because this last cycle, it took a big effect on me. I was stressing out of, I didn't get enough sleep. I missed the whole day. I've been up for 30 hours. Then I can't fall asleep again. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not used to this. And so at that point, it was, you just got to bite the bullet and get tough. But if I can make it easier on myself, I'm going to do it, which is getting me more comfortable every overseas trip I take.
Who's been in your corner?
You got to pop for the pods. You got to get the pod on the way over.
Oh, that first class pod.
Those things. I wish maybe someday, but not right now.
You got to get one of your sponsors to pay for the pod. Be like, listen, guys, we're talking a few grand here. I need the pod. I need to get that sleep. And you'll.
For Worlds, I probably will try to find a way to do it for sure.
That's what That's a $10,000. I think it's a $10,000 ticket.
You can go Lufthansa. You go Lufthansa round trip for like $5,400. Where are you flying out of?
We fly from Denver or Chicago to Munich most of the time.
They literally have a Lufthansa flight from Chicago into Frankfurt or Munich, and literally Lufthansa is usually.
That United's got some hefty. United has hefty ticket prices.
United, I've got them pretty cheap before. So like Delta sometimes will be upwards of like $8,500 a person round trip.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you can go out of New York. United Lufthansa has always had the best prices. Like, cause my wife and 2 kids.
Unlucky, but Fred, to answer your question, the coach, the coaches that go with us are the Cowboy RTC coaches, which is Zoair and Coach Lee Roper. So it's always them to usually travel with us. But for Worlds, out of college season, Coach Taylor will travel, but right now he's obviously occupied with the NCAAs and all that stuff.
So like Bill, like Russell's not in your corner?
They are.
Oh, they are too?
Bill Zadek and Joe Russell are. So the way it works is there's your immediate coach that's right next. The international is different for coaching. You're allowed to have one coach right by the stage and then one coach 10 feet behind you. So we usually have our personal coach, which for me is Coach Roper. He's sitting on the stage, and then Coach Zadek or Coach Joe Russell usually sit behind. So it's a different setup. And they're very strict on that. But that's usually the way it works.
In a match, how much can your coach help you?
Oh, yeah.
A lot, because they pick up stuff that you don't see. I usually look over, like while I'm wrestling, during it, I'm not really thinking, I'm just wrestling. But let's say there's a break in action, we go out of bounds. Every time I walk to the center, I look at my coach. And they'll usually say, don't change a thing, you're good. Or, hey, shoot this shot. I trust him now. Like, he doesn't need to explain himself. Like, hey, you need to do this because I saw this. He just says, high crotch. And mostly that's because he's leading a far right leg. So I just look at, I'm like, hey, what do I do? Because they see what's going on. Coach Roper is, I don't know how he does it, but he can figure everything out in his head. He'll see it, and he'll be like, hey, shoot this shot. And he'll just understand what his mat IQ and wrestling IQ is so high where I'll look over and he'll tell me what to do, and I'll start doing that. So it's kind of nice for me because I can just shut my brain off and I'll be like, oh, now I'll do this shot because that's what Coach said. Most of the time it works. Perfect.
And it better be a high crotch because as Fred knows, on this show, we are big fans of the high crotch.
Yeah, my favorite shot.
As I was going to ask, what's your favorite shot? And you just told me if you had one thing to do, shoot the high crotch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you land it, it's not only demoralizing because you can pick a dude up and drop him, right? But you get an extra little shot in the old junk, right?
Hey, I'm just saying, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. See, those are little nuances people don't talk about.
Jared should have been a 70s football player, man. I'm telling you, he was the wrong generation. He likes inflicting pain too much.
I can tell. I'm picking up on that.
I love it.
All right. So Wyatt, we're jumping into, we're just a couple days away from pigtails at the NCAA tournament. And, everyone's talking about Penn State. I mean, even Pat McAfee had a segment about Penn State this week, that's kind of actually pretty cool that, he talked about wrestling. But those of us in the Oklahoma State corner, so we got this little heart here, and we have this little bit of feel that there could be a run. What do you think?
The team we have right now, I think we have 5 or 6 freshmen. Having a team progress this high and have the worst rank throughout the season, and rankings are of course just a number, but it doesn't mean too much going into the tournament. But throughout the year, at most of the points throughout the season, no one was ranked worse than 9th. Having a freshman class of 5 or 6 starters, that is huge. Number one, because that shows the freshmen are hungry, and so they're going to do nothing but go up. But then second, you're going to have this team for another 4 or 5 years. Connor's here right now, and he is an absolute monster of a wrestler, but he's the only senior. And then we got Drayshawn Ross coming in, so this year is going to be a big testament for the guys to see because the NCAAs is a different animal. I've had, even my sophomore year of college, I had a great year, undefeated, and then lost 2 matches in the NCAAs. So if they just stick to what they know, they are going to do very, very well. We have a lot of great wrestlers on this team, as you guys already know, and there's a lot of potential there. But at the NCAA tournament, it's a big thing. So if you ask me, hey, do you think Oklahoma State's going to beat Penn State? Now, of course, the bias in me wants to say yes, but I think it's going to be a lot different than past years. This isn't going to be a blowout, but Penn State has, I think, 6 or 7 wrestlers seated number 1, and they're great guys. But a lot of people are like, oh, we have a bad draw, and I'm like, well, to get to the podium, all you have to do is score more points than your opponent 5 times. That's all it is. And I truly think that some of our matchups where we have Penn State not in the finals, that's good, because that means we're going to take away one of their spots in the finals because that's going to be us instead. So I think the bracket comes down to it, of course, a lot. And I haven't had a chance to really look into it and dissect, but I am very confident that we're going to have multiple national champions this year.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I like it. I watched the Big Tens. I watched part of the Big Ten, and I just watched Penn State steamroll everybody. So,
I'm not going to sit here and say they're not great wrestlers because it's a very great team. And of course, I'm not going to be here I think we're going to blow them out. It's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah,
and it really just depends who wants it more. Yeah, it's going to come down to who wants it more on the inside. And I know that what Coach Taylor has done here is awesome for wrestling, but more than that, it makes it more about the team than just yourself. You can see the bonds our guys have together. That means something because whenever you're out there on the mat and it gets hard, even last year in the national finals, I was kind of getting tired, but I'm you know what? My team has poured so much into me and supported me. I'm not going to let them down right now. And so it's things like that make a difference when it's the third period, you're tired, you want to give up. It's the people to your left and your right on your team that make you want to push all the way and, of course, be a champion.
Well, let's talk about your match last year in the finals with Gable Stevenson, right? I mean, he's coming off. That dude has all the wrestling hype, right? Kind of put wrestling back on the map after winning the gold and going back and competing again. So how much of that do you have to just say, okay, obviously you're in the world, so obviously from the outsider, we're thinking, oh, Gable Stevenson, he's going to roll through everybody, right? And then he meets Mr. Wyatt. And but what's your mindset going to that? Are you thrilled to be the underdog, or in the wrestling circles were you listen, I already know this guy's probably distracted with all the other stuff going on? And Minnesota had a good squad that year too. I think they had a solid team put them together. I do follow a little bit of Minnesota wrestling, but so yeah, talk about that mindset, talk about that match, and because I remember when I heard that he had lost, and you just assumed like, gold medalist, this dude's going to steamroll everybody. And did you feel like the underdog, or was there a different sentiment within the wrestling world saying like, hey, listen, I'm the favorite here? Talk us through that.
I definitely think that people used to ask me, how do you feel? Does it make you feel bad that they say you were the underdog? And I say, absolutely not. He's a 2-time national champion, Olympic gold medalist. Like, it makes sense. Now, did I think he was going to win since I was in his weight class? And ever since he joined, nothing ever changed for me. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's great, but I want to be a champion too, so I'm going to do everything I can every single day so whenever I walk off the stage at NCAA's, win or loss, I have no regrets. And when Gable joined, there was no conversation about it. Coach, I was kind of waiting. I didn't know if they were going to say something, but, I mean, that didn't matter. They were like, no one ever said anything. Like, well, we're going to keep training, of course. And because that's our goal, still to be a national champion. And it was really, if anything, it motivated me a little bit more. I'm like, well, if he's in the field, I got to make sure I'm outworking him. And he's a hard worker. So I got to pick it up even more. And so I did. And come the NCAAs, even that night and that day, a lot of people are like, hey, what was your mindset? What were you doing? Like, were you stressed out? And my answer is, of course, the same every time. And it's this. If I was sitting there thinking about the finals, that I'm wrestling Gable Stevenson, there's 18,000 people. The president's there. Elon Musk is there. It's on broadcast. If that's going through my head, I'm going to be stressed out. So all I did was treat it like another day I was here in Stillwater. Went and got some food with some friends. The Saturday I woke up, went and got some breakfast with Luke Serber, hung out a little bit, watched some Netflix, kicked my feet up, took a nap. Just made it any other day. Because the best days I've ever wrestled is the days where I don't put any pressure on myself and I just show up and wrestle. Yeah. When we have our matches and our practices here in Stillwater, there's nothing special about it. It's not because it's a performance Wednesday or Thursday, whatever. It's just another day of practice. And Coach Taylor and all the coaches did a great job. Like, dude, it's just another match. And I'm like, it really is. So all I really remember is having a good time on Friday night, Saturday morning, just hanging out. Showed up at the venue and just decided to get ready to wrestle. And when I walked out, I'm pretty good at zoning in, and I got zoned in. I walked up, and all I usually see is the circle around a wrestling mat. Usually I do a good job at, that's all I can see. I see the circle of my opponent. That's all I need. I don't see the lights. I don't see the fans. I usually go inaudible, so I can't hear anything. Unless I'm walking back to the center, then I look at my coach and I can hear. But most of the time, I'm just zoned in. And speaking off of that, a lot of people are asking, like, hey, what did Gable say to you? You know, what happened? Yeah. And people are like, I know you heard it. Like, you're going to tell someone someday. And I'm like, dude, I can't lie this many times and still be trying to get away with it. I really didn't. I didn't hear him say anything. Yeah. He approached me, and no one's ever approached me to say anything negative in my entire life. Like, internationally, guys will come up to you and shake your hand beforehand and be like, hey, like, it's a mutual respect thing. And so I remember he came up to my face, I looked at him, I shook his hand and walked to my corner. I didn't realize he was following me. I didn't realize any of that till after the match. So, I mean, I was like, I didn't even notice anything. Like, they're like, so what did Gable say to you? I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we're both great wrestlers. Great. Like, I didn't hear what he said. I didn't really know, but everything in that match, everything that day, that weekend, it was really awesome. There was a lot of prayer that weekend, and the biggest thing is that anxiety. I was so grateful because I kept praying, and God, he just took it all away. I felt like it was just another day. Good. And I know that wasn't just me. There was obviously God was on that mat with me, and that last 30 seconds, I like to say, it was that Holy Spirit. Because out of nowhere, I'm like, I got this. Like, I got to go get it now, and this is going to work. And that was an unreal feeling. There's no other way, really to describe that besides, the Holy Spirit was out on that mat with me that night. But everything was awesome. It's almost a year. Yeah. People are like, has time been flying for you? And I'm like, dude, I can't believe it's already the NCAAs again. I feel like we just started the season. But life is good. I'm excited to go there and support the Pokes and watch wrestling this time, not just sit in the back on my phone.
That's awesome. All right, I got to ask you, because I am a huge MMA fan, and you see a lot of crossovers. Daniel Cormier, big fan of Daniel Cormier, although I think if he would have stuck with his wrestling later in his career, he would have been world-renowned. When he went in there with Stipe and tried to box him the second and third time, I was like, just take him down. Shoot. Shoot a high crotch, please. But Bo Nichols. So I'm a huge fan of Bo Nichols, like wrestling-wise. But he did the same thing. Like he abandoned the wrestling and then gets slept by an average dude because he wants to prove he's a boxer. So 2 questions for you. A, is Bo Nichols really as good a wrestler as he says he is? And B, do you ever think about MMA?
So the first question, Bo Nichols. I do think Bo Nichols is a great wrestler. Now, I'm also I've of course watched him wrestle in RAF, but something in wrestling that you don't see very much is people willing to take chances. Because a lot of people, if they start, you're naturally as a person, you're defensive. You want to be defensible. Bo Nichols is someone who literally let it fly every single match. That makes you very, very dangerous. That's rare for a wrestler. Now, of course, I go for stuff too, but Bo Nichols, like hitting the craziest moves with confidence, that is a skill you really can't teach. So when Bo, like, even his matches, like pinning people in his finals match in the first period, like that is insane because he's willing to take risks. So that makes him very dangerous. Yeah. Now, he wrestled at RAF. I was competing that day, so surprise, surprise, I didn't watch the wrestling. But I remember seeing some of the highlights. He's, of course, a very accomplished wrestler, and I do think he's really good. Now, I think right now, I think he's still doing more MMA than wrestling, but I'll tell you someone who actually piqued my interest is Jordan Oliver.
Heck yeah.
He's still got it. I wasn't expecting him. Now, just because he's been out of it so long, I did not expect him to come back and make as much of an impact as he did. I saw him wrestle at RAF. In the first match, yeah, he won, but then he came back again, and I'm like, dude, he's still got it. So that's someone I'm very impressed with right now.
Okay.
But that's number one. Number two, I think MMA is fun, but also getting punched in the face is not. And I went to the Air Force Academy. I've got a good education. I think I see myself more just working a job and doing jiu-jitsu for fun versus full-time MMA. Yeah. I'm not going to rule it off the table, but I'm not going to get everyone's hopes up. It's probably going to be a no. But if I do, I might dabble. And who knows, if an opportunity presents itself and I feel prepared, I might take advantage of that. But right now my plan is just wrestling. I don't want to have my brain. I don't want to have too many cookie jars right now. My goal is LA 2028 wrestling, so that's my main focus. That's what I'm training for right now.
I love it. Well, I'm glad to hear Bo is he's not an imposter. You always worry with guys with that confident, and you obviously know his track record. You see what he's accomplished, but there's guys in the NFL that are very accomplished that if you talk to a lot of us, you'll be like, yeah, he's kind of a fraud. So I'm glad he's not a fraud.
Bo Nichols might, if you have a Penn State Mount Rushmore of the wrestlers, I mean,
he's probably up there.
Bo Nichols probably on it.
He has to be. I mean,
he was a good. And I say was because, like I said, now he's doing MMA. But back when because at one point I was in high school and he was in college, and I went to Penn State, and I mean that's someone I wanted to get my picture with. Like he's a very well-rounded wrestler, and of course, a couple national champions under you. It's hard to be a national champion and not be a good wrestler. Yeah. It's because that usually doesn't happen. If you're not a good wrestler, well, you're probably you can't just walk in there and win a national championship.
I want to see him and Boris square off. I want to see them flat out wrestle each other. But we'll see. We'll see if it happens.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so what's? I'm just curious, but let's talk about more important things. Fred,
yeah, you want to get into the?
We talk way too much wrestling. Why we don't really like for people to talk about what they're really known for.
Yeah,
we like to drag you down.
Hey, listen. There's not ever too much wrestling, Jared. Let's be very clear about that.
Wrestling.
Okay.
You can't never overdose on wrestling.
All right. Well, here's the deal. Let's talk about that. So nowadays, though, with all this AI, there's people out there that don't think anything is real.
It's true.
Where's your stand on that? I mean, this could all be a fake. We could be fake, Fred. This could all be AI generated.
I'm not familiar with this. Elaborate a little bit more.
So with AI, right? So with the so recently a country music song hit like #1 in the charts, right? It was AI written, AI sung, all AI, and it like went off on iTunes to where like radio stations are now telling people like we're all human over here. But I mean, the thing about AI is so crazy that you can literally create things. So there's people out there that are like what's real? Like some people are saying the internet is actually dead. The internet is just a bunch of AI bots creating misinformation, creating all this stuff to create chaos. That this is real. Like this could be a completely fabricated AI conversation. Myself, you, and Fred could be out skiing in the Swiss Alps right now, yet AI generating this podcast.
I don't know. I'm touching my neck. That feels pretty real, Jared.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, where's your take on that? How do we know anything we actually see? And so that's the big conspiracy amongst the media right now, is that how much is it actually real, or how much is it AI generated via social media, via different platforms, via all this? Like, that's why it gets scary to talk about. You could go out and you could voice generate something. Like they have like people, you can get calls that say it's from your mom, and you hear a voice that's similar to your mom, but it's not your mom.
Oh man. I mean, my grandpa was scammed very, very out of a lot of money because one of his caretakers thought she was going to marry Elon Musk. And she's a 75-year-old lady, and I'm like, how do you fall for that? But it's so real. The AI is so real. And it's just, I can't really elaborate too much of that for legal purposes, but like it's so, like if you can convince an elderly lady that Elon Musk wants to marry her, it's got to be somewhat real. They're sending her fake engagement rings, and she's like, I'm going to fly out to Paris. And I'm like, do you even know who, like, she said, Elon Musk is just overseas. He got arrested. That's not him on TV or this. And it was, I got to stop talking about that. But it's so real nowadays. And I've always been a very face-to-face type of guy. And, like, a handshake is good as gold. It's good as law for me, stuff like that. And that's kind of, I like that. Like, of course, we all live in different places right now, so we can't meet personally. But hell, even that, like if it was even us three with a camera, who knows? Who says that's not fake?
That's what I'm saying. This might not be real.
The other side is we've had
real.
people tell us too that some people are walking around as they're actually aliens.
Yeah. Where do you stand as a military man, as an Air Force guy? What do you think of aliens? Like legit aliens.
I've met some people that are kind of weird, and I'm like,
is he not an alien?
Since I'm weird too, I understand. So
President Trump, he's basically going to release that. They came out and said UFOs are legit, right? So we know there's UFOs, but supposedly there's going to be some special counsel that's going to be released about that. There's aliens.
I personally, I don't look into this too much, but I'm gonna just say I don't think there's aliens. I have no idea
where this conversation went.
I have no idea, but all I do know is that I have a gun in pretty much every room in my house. So if any of these aliens want to come up to my house, they're not going to be greeted with smiles if they start doing anything stupid. I got one in my truck. I got one here. I don't actually conceal carry in Oklahoma in Stillwater because it's a pretty safe place. I of course keep one near me. But I'm never going to need to be in a situation where someone's attacking me. I don't think it's that big of a crime place, but I don't know if I'm going to say no.
Here's a bigger question. Okay, let's say
why is not on the alien track?
That sword right there is real. I will pick that up and kill an alien with it if he wants to.
Okay, let's just say the alien ship comes down and they have a wrestling team. And their heavyweight comes out, and he wants a piece of you.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many arms? How many arms and legs do they have?
Let's just say, they're equal parts to us in weight. They're shaped different. Are you high crotching an alien?
I think if I were, so you have to think about this. If they're wrestling, they might be looking up on YouTube to learn something. I'm not double-legging them. I'm throwing a headlock because that's they're not going to expect it. And no matter how many head and arms they have, that's something that because they don't understand the weight balance of anything. 100% they're going to walk right into me. They're going to expect me to shoot. So I'm going to hit a little fake double leg headlock from hell, and they're going down. That's what's happening.
I like it. Because we've all seen aliens. We know that they're top heavy. They're all top heavy. They got big heads.
Yeah,
but I like it because, like you said, they're gonna be relying on all their artificial intelligence, right? They're relying on all this AI.
Yeah. If you look up AI, hey, how do I wrestle? It's learn a single leg, a double leg, a high crotch. It's not gonna teach you a headlock.
No.
Get him the old 4-finger grab, head and arm. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting excited.
Jared's just going straight to the oil check.
Oh, I'm going. I'm not fighting. I already told you. Let's go back to the beginning of this conversation. I'm not fighting fair, Fred. I'm not fighting fair. If the alien wants to wrestle, I'm eye gouging. Like, there's an accidental as you're going in for the head and arm or the lock. You get a little
sounds like this
punch.
is going to turn into like an MMA fight, not a wrestling
I'm going rear
match.
naked choke for sure.
All I know is there's a science fiction book here for me to write. That's all I know. But in all seriousness, Wyatt, when the moment happens where you have to wrestle an alien to save mankind, just make sure that you wash your skin afterward with something like Defense soap, so you don't get like whatever kind of bacteria they got on them.
Well, that might be how we defeat aliens is through ringworm.
Yeah.
Right. Get them on the mat. Get them on the mat.
They're gonna be like, I don't know what to treat
high
this
school
with.
mat.
There's some nasty.
But
by the way,
who knows if this conversation's ever happening? This could be AI. We might.
It could be. It could be. But
the
listen,
world might already be over.
So, Wyatt, did you know that a meteor just hit today? A meteor hit in Cleveland.
Supposedly.
In the Cleveland
But the
area.
only people reporting on that is Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, again, is that fake news, Fred? This is what brought me down the AI rabbit hole.
I'll find out. I'll find out when I get there. I'll go on the hunt for it.
What if we get there and like that's like that is their team. That's the alien team was in the meteor and they're like,
how is that not like national news right now? Like blowing up everybody's phone. Don't you need to protect that? Don't we need to and that's like rare earth material right there. Right?
So
that's
many
like
people nowadays. It's all about putting fear in us. About like the Weather Channel. Oh, the tornado's gonna kill everybody. It's like it's just for views, but. There was a funny video I saw. These guys dug a tunnel. Not a tunnel. They just dug a big hole on a beach. Just dug. They have a video of them digging it out. And the very next day, there's one of the most renowned meteorologists on the news flying there to be like, oh, an asteroid hit the beach and it's this and we've never seen this before. You can see right here where it's seared this. And these guys are like, dude, we dug that hole yesterday. But it made national news and it's all crazy. And it wasn't even real.
It's like, that's what I'm saying.
It's all about who even knows.
You're proving my point.
It could just be like someone did something stupid. Oh, a meteor hit. It's like
crop circles. Let's go back to crop circles. Turns out it was Old Man River out there with his plow.
Anything could have happened.
But isn't this scary though? That's like, me and Fred like to go down these rabbit holes just because it's fun, entertaining. But the AI thing is scary, right? Because now you're distorting reality versus fake, right? And it's already bad enough. Luckily, I don't spend much time on social media, and my kids aren't allowed on it. But I mean, it's already rough enough for these young. So you're younger guys, so young adults have to grow up in this world of fake, right? Because you compare yourself to what's being presented online, which is heavily filtered and altered. But then you take AI, which can then take segments of what's not even real and create this entire universe that's like real, right? They can create these real things. It's mind blowing. That's where
AI has corrupted me, and it's not the reason you think. My page on Instagram is a bunch of AI dogs doing dances. Yeah, and doing stuff. I love it so much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how creepy is that? I sent my stepdad a picture. We went to a Chiefs game, and my daughter's got to take a picture with Mahomes, right? And Kelsey. They were super stoked about it. And so I sent the picture to my stepdad because he's a big Chiefs fan. He sent us a video back that looked, I mean, if you wouldn't have known, I mean, clearly there's some glitches in it. But it looked like they were all dancing together. They were just like having a good time. And I'm like, you took a still and made it look like there's some motion and interaction. It's crazy.
It's scary how good it's getting.
And now you don't know. You don't know what's real, what's fake. I mean,
that's why I love face-to-face interactions. Like, that's why I don't like online school. Yeah, but I want to go to in-person class. I want to make sure we're not
old school.
Because if it's online, it's just like it's a whole different thing, and we can never forget about how good it is for those face-to-face interactions. And that's how you know stuff is real, because there was a Key and Peele skit. And it was aliens that invaded Earth, actually. And they were going around. There was two guys. They were running around. And they're asking people questions to see if they were human or not. Like, they would go to this one rich guy's like, hey, would you let me date your daughter? He's like, sure. Boom, they shot him. He was dead, They go doing stuff like that, like common sense type questions. And
it's like in Men in Black. Why Will Smith shot the little girl with a physics book out at 10 o'clock at night, right?
Exactly. Like, he's like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not normal.
Sketchy.
What 8-year-old got a physics book at 10 o'clock at night? Get out of here. I'm with you. And again, you know what? You got AI fake, and then now you don't even know if people are real, Fred. People could be aliens.
I mean, you always bring up that me or you is an alien, so we don't even know. So
we don't.
No,
I'm pretty sure Wyatt is an alien. I mean, the dude's a monster. The dude's a full monster. Again,
not mad about that accusation whatsoever.
And the only reason I'm saying it because usually a good old Okie has a thicker mustache.
Well, he's originally a Kansas boy.
That's why I was corn fed in Kansas.
I'm teasing. I'm loving the fact that the young generation is killing the stash again.
Well, and this would be a mean handlebar, but of course I'm still active duty. I'm a second lieutenant in the Air Force, and I got to adhere to the standards. I can't have it below my lip. I can't have it over here. If it were my choice, I'd have this thing probably drawn out a little bit. It would look good, but I got to follow the rules.
How thick can you make it though? So if it can't be over the lip, but how thick can it be?
There's usually not. I don't know. I haven't looked up because mine's not that. I usually trim it down.
It has to be. It can't be past here.
Yeah.
No, but you can't go bush. Even if you trim it below your lip, like you can't go like Tom Selleck bushy, like thick.
I don't know. Actually, there is like bulk, or like it's called like a bulge, like your hair, the bulge in your hair, the bulge on your mustache.
Okay.
So there is regulations for that, but I mean. I'm not going crazy with this. So
now my joke about your mustache being not so thick isn't as funny.
I'm just trying to get defensive. This is I'm trying to find excuses. Like, no, I can't. I have to.
Well, now I feel like a jerk. You're like, why don't you make fun of me because I'm in the military and I hear the standards, professional standards, bro. Thanks.
Yeah,
we all know we love the military on this show.
And your mullet and all your, you know what?
That's why I didn't join the military. My grandfather and my uncles, they were in the military. I was too wild. I'm
growing a mullet and handlebar mustache. Then I'll join again, and then we'll talk about that stuff.
I'm looking forward to mullet Wyatt. That's going to be cool.
I'm excited for it.
We got to get a line to Hegseth and see if we can't get those professional standards changed.
Like, hey, sir, have you ever thought about this?
Tight, long in the back.
He's just going to be. Are they fat? Then the answer is no. Then yes, we can do it. He just cares if they're fat.
As long as I can still do PT.
Wyatt, tell us about the beer, man. I saw that collab, and like you are the third wrestler in history. As a historian, I can state this fact. Actually, there's only 2 other wrestler beers I know of, but Gable, Dan Gable had a beer, and John Smith had a beer collab, and now Wyatt Hendrickson. That's pretty cool.
I'm a beer guy, Wyatt, so you lay it on us.
Man, so first off, it's delicious. It is very good. And the way it came about is Iron Monk, they do something special for anniversaries for the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. And usually anniversary, they'll come out with a limited edition special can. So every single pack that's bought from Iron Monk, all the profit is donated to the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. So I'm not profiting off of it. Iron Monk isn't. They're, of course, they're selling it, but they're donating all the profits to the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. And they asked me, they reached out and said, hey, we'd love to put your face and have you be the inspiration for the special edition can. And I was like, this is an honor. Like, absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Thank you for reaching out. And yes, I will do it. But that was released yesterday. And so they made a couple, hundreds of cases of it. And it's really good. But I'm really excited they gave me the opportunity because that's something I'm going to have forever. I'm keeping the cans I drink. I'm going to make a little display out of them so one day when my kids grow up, they'll be like, oh, that's cool, what's that? And I'm like, not a big deal, but I had
kind of a big
beer,
deal.
So.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. Yeah, I love it.
I had my own beer.
What is it? Is it an American lager, a Pilsner, an IPA?
It's a
what
light
we got
lager.
here? Light lager, okay.
It's delicious.
Iron Monk makes good beer.
It's a really nice flavor. I'm not a fan of IPAs or hops.
Okay.
But it's not like a regular light beer. Like, it's not something you just taste like water. It has a really strong flavor to it. But then there's no hops. It doesn't really linger. Okay. And I can't get enough. It's delicious. But, of course, always drink responsibly. And just last night, I grabbed one, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll have another. And then I had 2. Then I ended up just doing I had like 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, man, they're just so good.
They're so delicious. Once they touch your lips, you can't stop.
I know. They're dangerous. They're delicious. But that's about – I got a competition in a couple weeks, so now I'm off to – Zevia is my drink of choice whenever I want some carbonation. But
it's the sinless soda. Absolutely.
I'm buying these. They should be sponsoring me at this point. Like, come on, send me some stuff, Zevia. What the heck?
Zevia. You got the cream soda one?
Cream soda and the creamy root beer, my two favorites. They're delicious.
Okay. You'd feel well in our family. I'm not a big cream soda root beer because my kids and wife love it. So
Wyatt, it's been awesome having you on. So pumped to see you compete again at RAF, and the next matchup is that a rematch with Mason Paris?
It's not. It's Trent Hilger.
It's a rematch with Trent Hilger. Okay, you had him at Final X.
Final X. Yep. Correct. So it'll be another good match.
That was a crazy match, man. It was like
34 points.
34
as heavyweights.
So let me ask you this too, like real quick. Go back, but what was the biggest transition from folk style to freestyle for you?
Natural
what was the biggest challenge, I should say?
Natural instincts, because the rules are different.
Yeah.
In folk style, you get taken down, you stand up, and especially in that match versus Trent Hilger, I wasn't fully. My natural reactions were still more based around folk style than freestyle, because he almost took me down, but I stood up and then he threw me. Yeah. When I should have went to my belly. So it's those small differences because the rules are different. The way you score points is different. So just finally my muscle memory is adapted to fully freestyle. Now sometimes I still slip up a little bit, but I'd say I'm locked down like probably 99% of the time. I'm pretty well adjusted to freestyle.
And now part of it is with your grips, right? Like freestyle, you can clasp hands.
You can lock hands and
hands on throws and all that stuff, right? Where folk style, you have is it grabbing a wrist or something?
It's a lot different. You can't lock hands on their belly. It's called locked hands. It's really just a different rule set.
Okay.
And because we invented folk style in America, so it's only here in the USA. Everywhere else they wrestle freestyle from when they're kids.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of I would say it's not a disadvantage, because wrestling free or folk style, I think it's a little bit advantageous because you see situations differently and you have a better mindset versus I think other countries. They're a little bit more lazy versus in folk style you have to be very stingy. You can't you got to be really honed in on what you're doing, and so I think it's obviously a little bit of a rough transition. But once you make the transition, a folk style wrestling base is better than just freestyle alone.
Especially from a gas tank perspective, Jared. Like Americans are always in so much better shape. They're tougher. I mean, Luke Stanich, I'm pretty sure, was at Worlds with no tendons or ligaments in his leg whatsoever. He was like, it's incredible. Now he's the 5 seed at 141 this year at NCAA from Lehigh. But folk style it's our DNA. It's kind of like, but we didn't talk about Greco. Wyatt doesn't do Greco. That's the other one where you just touch upper body. You don't touch legs.
No legs.
No legs. Yeah. All upper body throws, right? Almost
no high crotching.
No high crotch. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, if I can't high crotch him, I'm out. No thanks.
I'm out. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just something about getting a dude right in his giblets, you know what I mean? Like, to really just add insult to injury.
You love inflicting pain.
Oh, man. Well, it's about letting them know, like, not only are you getting tossed, you also have no air in your system now. And everybody knows when you get hit in the junk, you almost want to vomit, and then you feel like you got to go to the bathroom, and then you're kind of like, it's this real uncomfortable feeling. So if you can do that to somebody in a match, you're almost guaranteed a pin. You're almost guaranteed.
That's and on that note, on Jared's infatuation with high crotches, Wyatt, I just want to say, really great coming on. Tell everyone how they can find you. I mean, you're an American sensation, but you gotta tell them where to find you on social media and stuff.
Yeah, I deleted TikTok. I still have it to post every once in a while, but I'm just a good old fashioned. I got Instagram. That's about it, and it's just Wyatt_Hendrickson. My name should pop up. It's me in a wrestling singlet, so it's kind of hard to miss. If you're a wrestling fan, you're like, oh. But if not, people are like, that's a weird. What's
it's
that?
Weird outfit.
But,
it's a weird outfit. Although in today's world,
ballet practice or
just say it was AI. But I don't know, it's AI generated.
I don't know.
That's a good thing. That's a good excuse now. Whenever someone posts a video of you or like they got some black one, will be like, dude, that's AI. That's not real.
It's not even me. I wasn't even there. It's AI. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Oh man,
there's two sides to it. It's good and bad for AI. Yeah.
Although you should start wearing your singlet and like in public, right? Just make it a new fashion trend.
Just go to class, be like,
just go to class, rocking a singlet, right? Show.
Class.
You need a United States Air Force singlet. Everything you should just have a singlet and everything.
I could, that would. You remember when Sports Center used to have those commercials?
Yeah,
like that would have been a good commercial.
Yeah, you need like a tuxedo, like a singlet with like a bow tie on it, right? Your formal singlet,
fancy, and then right to the beach, like just the upper body, and then swim trunks.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, he was up for an ESPY, so
did not know that. Look at that.
He was up for an
wrestling
ESPY.
singlet with the bow tie.
Yeah, I should have. That'd have been awesome. That would have been amazing. All right, what's your go-to? Are you like a classic Asics wrestling shoe guy? What's your wrestling shoe of choice?
Nike Inflix, but if I'm choosing like my shoe of choice, it's definitely going to be this Wyatt Hendrickson signature wrestling shoes. I do have my own shoe right now, which is awesome. So I got to, you know what? We talked about a lot of cool stuff. You guys talk for 1 second. I'm going to go grab two things. The Wyatt Hendrickson shoe and the Pinner's Choice so I can show it to you guys right now. Sound good real quick? I'm going to go grab those real quick.
That's good. Yeah, I'm going to.
Love it.
I think I can, yeah.
There we go.
So now you see why I love this guy. You know?
You could do. You know what I love about him? A, he's a man of faith, and B, you could tell he just has a good soul. You know that?
Yeah, totally has a good soul, and he's got
his country, loves wrestling, light. The future of America is great with him.
And he allows you with your high crotching. He led with that. I was like, as soon as he said, I was going to ask him what his favorite move is. He came out. I was like, man, if I can't throw a high crotch, I'm out. I was like. Yeah, we
should
go support him.
We need to support him. Yeah, we got to support him. We got to support wrestling. We got to get people to, get behind this and support Raph and all this stuff.
Yeah, Raph is awesome. It's been.
Yeah, I like. When we told me we had him, I went out there and did a little bit of homework. But I like being surprised. I like being naturally surprised when I hear about guys' accomplishments and what they're doing. I knew the Gable Stevenson thing because in Minnesota, obviously, that was a big deal, right? And we had Tom Lamphere on here, who's a big supporter of Minnesota wrestling, and all those coaches over there and stuff like that. But so when Gable lost, everybody's like, "What?" Because let's be honest, Gable for that time period is probably the biggest name in wrestling for. He was. Yeah, he was huge, massive. And then again, through the MMA stuff, him working with John Jones and whether he was going to go or not, and then he went back to wrestling that year. And then when Wyatt beat him for the national, I was just like, "What? What is going on?" But again, let's talk about this. He's got his shoe.
Here it is.
I still, if I had to go back to wrestling today, even though I haven't wrestled since 7th grade, I would rock an old school Asics.
Okay.
You're telling me
no.
You're
going with the Asics. Well, first I'm going to go ahead and show you the awesome can for the Pinner's Choice. It might be a little backwards on this, but
no, it's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
I like it.
It's that, and of course it's got
the USA singlet. I like it.
And it's also got texture to it. It's not just a flat can. You can feel it.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And then of course we got the National Wrestling Hall of Fame along with the Iron Monk on it as well. But
that's great.
Awesome.
This is the Pinner's Choice. It is very, very cool. So whenever someone comes to my kitchen, you just see a bunch of my face just looking at you. I got these set out.
Well, we're definitely gonna get some of that and get that support going.
Yeah.
See the shoe.
So the shoe, the first ones are all pretty much sold out, but we are doing prototyping for a number 2. So you guys are getting a very exclusive sneak peek on a future Wyatt Hendrickson wrestling shoe. I'll show you a couple different prototypes real quick first. So here's one of them. That's my little logo we have.
Wow.
And then the signature, of course, that this is one of the designs we're doing. And then, of course, patriotic. Here's another one we have.
Oh, yeah.
That's
different
nice.
materials. It's a good shoe.
What makes a good wrestling shoe? What are you looking for out of a wrestling shoe?
So everybody, it's different. Some people like them super light. Some people like a high ankle, lots of support. For me, I want to make it feel like I'm not really wearing anything. Now, weight doesn't matter to me. If it's half an ounce versus 0.8, I weigh 255 pounds. I don't really care. But the feel of it, and whenever I'm stepping lateral, if I can just make it feel like I'm connected to the ground, that's what I want. And some wrestling shoes are clunky, some shoes are thin and they break, but the shoe we have made, I made it with CH Gear. It's Chosen Higher. It's a great brand started by Caden Henschel, and then another guy named Brock from 3 Point Takedown joined in. But They make a great shoe, and it's first off, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I noticed there's little nubbies on the bottom. I don't remember wrestling shoes having nubbies on the bottom.
So this is a very unique design. We have like a couple different pairs of these with, like I said, we're still doing some prototypes. We have different feelings of them. This is one that looks really cool, but I think we found a design that works a little bit better. But this is one of the ideas. We want to make sure we're trying everything so that we know what works the best. We're not guessing. I'm actually testing all of these shoes on the wrestling mat, seeing what's the best feel for me and what's going to provide.
Is there any rules and regulations of how much grip you can have on the bottom of your wrestling shoe?
No. Now, if I had if these were like big spikes and I'm stepping on people, then there might be a rule against it. But
Jared's all like, sign me up, give it to.
Put on some old school golf spikes, you know what I mean? Just dig into that.
As long as
he's gonna go straight to the crotch.
Yeah, literally. Oh my goodness.
Step on a toe.
I can see you're going to wear an elbow pad with little spikes on it when you're shooting people doing guts. It's like, oh, is that a knife? You're like, I don't know, is it?
So, Jared, I got Oscar the first run, like one of the first pairs, and I was like, hey, buddy, here's a pair of Wyatt's shoes. And he's like, I can't wear them. I can't wear them. I was like, no, they're meant for wearing. He's like, they came in like a really nice package. It has a signed photo from Wyatt, and it was, that photo hangs up in our living room. And he's like, I can't wear them. So they're just in a box in his closet because he's like, it's a collectible, Dad. I can't wear these. So
I like his style. I like his style. Or you should tell him, son, you can put those on when you're wrestling for a state championship.
Yeah.
There's a special
just a little extra. All right, Wyatt, favorite wrestling movie of all time. What is it?
Man, I mean, there's of course the good old ones, Foxcatcher, and I mean, there's some good movies, but if there's actually one I'm thinking of that's wrestling, and of course, I mean, I'm gonna branch out a little bit. I'm gonna say Iron Claw because of the storyline. That was a good one. I know it's not exactly wrestling; it's a little bit different, but it's hard to make me cry. But that was a movie where it was a little bit of a tearjerker. It's also, of course, it's more modern. They have more stuff, but there's actually a new movie coming out next year. It's called The 13th Fold, or The 13 Folds.
Okay.
And it was actually filmed here in Stillwater. And there may or may not be a character in it that resembles me who is in the movie.
Oh.
So it will be coming out on Amazon Prime Video sometime probably next December.
Little acting cameo.
That will be my new favorite wrestling movie. It's a wonderful movie. I got to say it's pretty cool. Can't say too much. But if you look on Instagram, I think it'll pull up. You can see a couple things. But if you had to ask me, that will be my favorite. As soon as it comes out, that's definitely my favorite wrestling movie.
Okay, I got to go watch. I got to watch Foxcatcher and Iron Claw. I haven't seen that. I thought you were going to go with the classic. Fred, what's
Vision
your
Quest? Were you going to go Vision Quest?
Of course it's good.
I'm a Vision Quest. That is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a great one. Yeah. I don't know. Foxcatcher's really sad.
Yeah.
Foxcatcher's sad. Yeah, basically, Jared, Foxcatcher is about the DuPont dude who was crazy and killed one of our greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. But I'll have to watch it. I didn't even realize there was this many wrestling movies, to be honest with you. Unstoppable.
Cult Following, man. We're nuts.
Unstoppable was also very great. Anthony Robles, that's good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Big fan of Nacho Libre.
Guy.
Nacho
Libre.
Oh my
gosh. Okay, if that was, I take it back. Nacho Libre. If that was part of it, that's my family's. I don't even know. Like, it's literally, if we could, we'd all have Nacho Libre tattoos. Like, every vacation we took growing up, from the age 4 to 18, as soon as I could learn to read and write and watch, we watched Nacho Libre.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That is like a family, that's engraved into that's like part of my family's legacy is that movie.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I love it. Well,
I love Nacho Libre.
Now, hopefully your movie takes off, and then you and Jack Black can do a Nacho Libre too.
There we go.
Who knows? I can see you being a luchador, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's got too many identifiable tattoos. Like they would know right away who he was.
That's why you wear a very flamboyant suit. You have to wear a very flamboyant suit.
Okay.
Right? No one knew it was Nacho. No one knew it was just the guy from the Catholic church or school. No one knew about him.
That mask covered everything up.
Everything. That's the point of being a luchador. No one knows who you are. It's mysterious, Brad.
All right. Well, hey, as we wrap up here, man, Jared's gonna go down another rabbit hole in a second, and then
high crotches again.
Why it's not gonna be able to get to dinner, but and he needs to eat. He's training.
Absolutely.
But man, great having you on. Hold tight, real second, Wyatt. But just really great having you on. Jared, what another great episode we've had with one of our guests.
You know what, Fred? It makes it easy when we have great guests. It's just guys having fun.
Absolutely, man.
Stop it. But you're welcome.
All right, everybody. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Check out Wyatt Hendrickson. Go check out his shoes. Get his beer. And, he does wrestling camps in the summer. But more than anything, find a way to watch him. Watch Real American Freestyle. Or be like me. Get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch some random wrestling tournament in Italy, Turkey, Germany.
We need more people obsessed with wrestling, Fred. This world would be better if more people were just obsessed with wrestling.
Yes, it would be. Because then we would settle stuff in the parking lot.
Like good old days.
I wish we still had those days. Oh, my God. I know Jared does.
Ooh.
High crotch!
I tell people, I got time for you. You're going to get high crotch in the parking lot. Come get some.
All right, y'all. Cheers.
Yeah.